Hello everyone, welcome back to Straight Up Finance. So this is the second video in the advanced Excel module, and in the first one we covered about the lookup functions in Excel, basically your VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. And in this video we'll cover three very important formulas in Excel: index, match and SUMIFS. So index and match are generally used together while we deal with data sets and work on Excel. So we'll see it how in a few minutes. And yes, so without wasting any time, let's just get started with all these formulas. So first let's begin with the index function. So I'll just tell you a brief about what index function is basically, and then we'll use this data here to apply it. And then I also have a big data set wherein we can apply and learn all these three formulas. So talking about the index function, basically index function returns the value of a cell from a specified row and a column within a range. For example, think it like that you are asking Excel that give me the value which is sitting in this row and this column of a table. For example, this is our table, or we can call it as an array. So I am asking Excel that give me the value which is sitting in the third row. This will be my third row, and B column. So B3 will be my marketing. So if I want to fetch data in this manner, I can use a function like index. So I'll just tell you the basic syntax of it, how it works is. So I'll just write index here, press a tab, my formula will open. So first of all, it is asking you for an array, right? So array is the range of the cell or the table basically from which you want to extract the data. So you can select this whole array. Then you can press F4 once because it will freeze your array. So for example, you want to copy it rightwards, leftwards or upward, downward. You would not generally want to change your array, right? Otherwise your array will also move with the wherever you copy. So for example, if you copy it to the right, your array will also move to the right. Then as we discussed that in our example, that I want the third row, and from the third row I wonder what's the data in the B column, B3, right? So I'll just write a 2 here because B is my second column. If you see the array, right, first column is my employee, second column is my department. So I'll just close it, enter. So I got marketing here. That is what is written in the B3. Very simple, very clear, right? Now let's move on to the match function. So match, you can call basically match function as a position finder. So match function searches for a specific value in a range. Now you can search them in this manner, you can search them in this manner. So what it does basically is it tells you the position of the value. It does not tell you the value itself. For example, here we when we did something with the index formula, we get the value. Marketing is the value in that cell. Match will not give you the value. Match will give you the position that where that particular value exists, right? So basically match is, think of it like that you're asking Excel that in this list or in this list, where is the value which I'm looking up appear, where is it positioned, right? So let's try and do it. So let's just write n is equals to match, press a tab. So it is asking me the first thing as lookup value. So lookup value is the first thing basically what you are trying to find, right? So let's say I want a match to give me that what is the position of this keyboard, right? What is the position of keyboard? In which array you want to find the keyboard? So I'll select the column, right? Because I am trying to find that in this particular column what is the position of keyboard, right? And then it asks for a match type. So 0 is for exact match, and you can see that 1 is less than, the -1 is for greater than. We'll generally use 0 always. If I press an enter, so it tells me that in your array, which is this, you have your keyboard at 4th position. We can also check it out. So this is my array. So product is first, laptop is second, mouse is third, and keyboard is fourth, right? If I want to look for your printer, let's say that where is your printer situated, I can keep my lookup value as printer, that I'm trying to find my printer in the array. So it will tell you that it is in the 6th position. So now you can also think it like that if I put a match in the index, so in this index, you know, I need to add a position of row, position of column here. So this is where match comes in. I can put a match here, I can put a match here to automate it. How we will do it, I'll tell you just in a few minutes. And apart from that, we will also learn about a formula called as SUMIFS in this module only. It is again a very important formula which you will practically use a lot if you are doing some analytics or modeling especially. So SUMIF is a very basic and very simple formula, easily understandable by its name itself. So this function adds up all the numbers in a range that meets a condition. If you write a SUMIF formula, it will allow you to give one condition. If you'll write the SUMIFS formula, you can add multiple conditions as well, right? So for example, I want to sum the data for the month of January. So how I'm going to write it? So if I just get a SUMIFS formula opened up, so first of all it is asking me the sum range, right? So sum range is basically where my numbers are, right? Where my numbers are, the range of my numbers from which I want to add those numbers basis some criteria. So my numbers are in this column, right? Then it asks me for a criteria range, right? So I told you that it allows me to add up numbers that meet multiple conditions, right? So I can add a lot of conditions. So firstly it is asking me that you want to give me a condition. So first tell me that what is the range where you want me to look for the conditions, right? So I want the numbers for January, so this will be the range of my conditions, right? Then it is asking me that what is my criteria, right? You gave me the criteria range, you give me your months as the criteria range. Now what is the criteria? Which month you want me to find? So January is the one month I want to find, correct? January is the month I want to find. So I'll just hit an enter and it will sum up the values, all the values in January. So if you do a manual sum here till January, you can see right here that you are having a sum is equals to 65,000. Similarly, we can do it for the Feb as well. I'll just copy it and paste it so it does the work. So since you must have noted that I fixed this and this here, because I want that I know that I am gonna add the next months in these rows. Here we can have March, April as well, and I don't want my array to shift, right? Because if I would not have fixed the arrays here, these arrays would have gone down like this, and then it would have left this row, correct? And what if I would have had a Feb data entry here which would have been left behind? So that is why we fix the array so that any data is not missed, right? So this is how the SUMIFS work. I hope it is very clear to you about the index function. Then we discussed about the match function, and then we discussed about the SUMIFS function. Now let's try to apply these first. Since we have done SUMIFS recently, let's do it for SUMIFS only. For example, I have my monthly data here, right? So I'll just get all the months with me here. So I'll just write here months, and since you can see we have August, and so basically this is a monthly data. So we have entries for August, then again August, so we'll have multiple entries for all the months. So we can use a function called as unique. It will remove all the duplicate values and it will give us the only unique values. So you can go here, then you can use shift arrows to select it, and if you will press Control Shift downward arrow, it will get to the extreme bottom, and we can press and enter. Now I have all my months. I have all my months in a unique manner. So they are not arranged in the manner January, Feb, March, April, but it will do the purpose right away. The idea is to test the SUMIFS, right? Now we can write a formula. So I want to sum the data which is in my this cell, right? Sales. Let's do it for sales, or we can do it for targets as well. Let's do it for both. So I'll just copy it from here, and we can do a value paste here. You can use a shortcut of Control Alt V or Alt ESV to value paste it. Right, so now we can write the formula in this way. For example, I will just write a SUMIFS here. So I'll select this whole column, if I am gonna select this whole column, so it will allow me this functionality as well, that in the future, if I go to the extreme bottom of this data, and if I select my column in this manner, and if there are new entries, so for example right now I have entries in till 1001 rows only. Now let's say in the future I have entries in 1002 3 rows as well, so I don't need to alter my formula, it will automatically work if I am gonna write this like this. So I'll do it. Sorry, this is the sales column, so I'll do this for the sales one. So this I'll not fix it because I have my target column in the right, and I want that when I copy this formula in the right, it should automatically move there. Then my criteria range is this one. I'll fix this because I don't want it to move, and my criteria is this. So I'll press F4 3 times because I want to fix my column here, right? I want that if I move right, my month column, my lookup value, my criteria basically should not change, right? If I go down, it should go down, but if I go right or left, it should not go right or left. So this is the idea, and if I press enter, it will do the purpose, it will serve, it will do the calculation for me. I can copy this formula, I can paste it here, it will do it. And if I copy it towards the right as well, you can see, since I did not fix the sum array, it moved to the right and it is working perfectly fine. You can also copy it like this and it will work. If you want to check it as well, we can do that as well. We can apply a filter here. You can select the whole data and you can use a Ctrl+Shift+L to have the filter here. And for example, if we want to check for August, so if you press Alt and downward arrow, you can open this filter without using your mouse. And if we select August here, hit enter, and you can just see here that it's, I can do it for you. We can use a subtotal, since when I added a filter, there will be some hidden rows in between. So I want to do a sum, and we'll use 109 sum, and my function is this one. Same for this. So this 109 sum allows you to sum all the values, leaving the ones that are hidden. So these are my two values which I got from the subtotal, and I can just paste it here to see, or we can just try to do this is equals to, and we can just do this. So it's true, right? So that means we have applied the formula correctly. It is going to be correct always if you are going to apply it in the right manner. So this was for the SUMIFS. So now let's move on to the index and match function. We discussed about the SUMIFS in very detail. So now let's say we'll do it in this manner, that I'll have the employee names here and we'll try to fetch the values for department year and target for all of those employees. So let's use the same methodology. Let's add a unique here and let's get all the unique employee names here, like this. Now there is also a catch here. You should know about the index match function. So if you see here, I have Rahul here as well, I have an entry with Rahul here as well, and I have an entry with Rahul here as well. So what index will do? Index will find for the first Rahul. So for example, when I'm going to give this value, so what I'm saying is that when I'm going to give a match function here, if I am willing to do it manually, I can do it, because I can give the row number as 2 for this Rahul, then 6 for this Rahul, and then 9 for this Rahul. But if I'm going to use a match here, so it is always going to find the first one. It is always going to give me this one, right? So this is a shortcoming. You can create a mapping for it. For example, I'll tell you this later. I'll do that as well for you. So for now, let's just focus on understanding the index and match function. So if I just write an index function, first thing it asks me for is for an array. So array is the whole data set from which I'm trying to find the data. So I'll start from here, press a shift, control right, control down. I have my whole array selected. I press an F4 because I don't want this to move when I copy formulas right, left, down, up, right? Then I have to give a row number. So as I discussed, I can manually write a row number here for Rahul as 2, but this won't work because I have 1000 entries. So for I cannot write row number, column number manually for all the 1000 people, right? So I'll use a match here. I'll try to find the position of Rahul using this match formula. So what is my lookup value? Rahul is my lookup value. I'll fix the column of this, right? Why? Because I don't want it to move, go right or left as I copy the formula towards the right, but I want it to go down, right? In which array you want me to find it? It is this array. In this column I have my names. I'll also fix this one, and match type is going to be 0, which is the exact match, right? So this is the first match done, which is for the row number. Then we'll write another match for the column number, because we also need positions of columns in the index formula, correct? Now what is my lookup value? I want to look up department, right? This is what I want to do now. I want to know the department of the Rahul, right? So I want what is in the second row and bth column, B2, right? So I want to look for department. I want to know the position of the column where department lies, right? That is how I want to structure it. And I'll press now F4 2 times, because now I want to fix the row, right? I don't want that when I copy this formula down, my lookup value should go down, right? Because I have my lookup value in this row only, but I want it to go to right and left as I move the formula. Then my lookup array is this one. We'll fix it and exact match. So we have completed our index formula. Just as I hit enter, it will give me finance. As I told you, it will give it to me for the first Rahul. If I remove it from here, and if I so it was a unique formula. So what we can do is we can just copy it and value paste it to remove the unique. If I remove this Rahul from here, see, it is now giving me the next Rahul, which is here. If I remove this one as well, it will give me the next, which is in the operations. This is how this works, right? We can also work out on this. I'll tell you just in a moment. So I'll just copy it and it will do the magic for all of them and for all of this. So now it is finding for years as well, and it will also look for the targets as well. So this is the beauty of index match, and this is where your freezing becomes very important. If I would not have freezed these arrays, these lookup values correctly, I would not have the strength to copy these formula like this. Just so if my freezing was not correct, I would not have copied it like this. Since my freezing was perfect, I can just press Ctrl V and it will all work for me. Now since I want the values for all the Rahuls, right, and I have Rahul in different departments. I have a Rahul in HR, I have a Rahul in operations. So we can see, if I apply a filter, let's try to understand the data. So this is the basic formula is done. We did index, we did match, we did index match together, we did SUMIFS. This is something additional which I'm trying to tell you. So if just I saw the discrepancy in the data, because I didn't saw this data before. So if you encounter these kinds of things, how you should go about it. So I'll just see. So now I can see that I have Rahul in finance as well, HR as well, operations as well, IT as well, but it is again repeating. So now I have IT for Feb, IT for October, IT for May, IT for April. Okay, understood. And then we also have these years as well. So what we can basically do is, I'll keep it very quick. I don't spend a lot of. So first, the best thing to do is that understand the data and create a unique mapping, right? So but for now, I'll try to do this. So for example, I want the data for all of them, right? Correct. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create a mapping for all of them. So for example, I'll use a function called as concatenate. This basically combines your text. So for example, I'll tell you, this is my text 1 and this is my text 2. So this gives me something like this. So it combined both of the text which I gave it. So we'll write a concatenate formula like this, and what we are going to do is I'll just add a and here to add a space. Whenever you want to add space between strings, which is your text, you can do it in this manner. Then I'll add this. We can also add a hyphen here like this, space, then again an and, because I am also trying to do it with the month like this, then we can give the month. What happened? Okay, sorry. So we can write an and here, then we can give this month, then another and we can also give the year for just getting a sense of surety. And I think this should work fine. There may be a case where we can have different people in the different regions as well, since I have not seen the data. So let's add the region as well for now. So I'll create a mapping like this. This may sound very vague to you guys, but this is how we do it in the real scenario. We create mappings like this. So for example, I want the data of sales for all of these employees, or not all of these. I want for, let's say I want for, let's say these many people only, right? So I have, I think, ample of Rahuls here, right? So what I can do, I can copy this formula, paste it like this. I'll do it very quick because this is not a part what I should have told you, but again I saw something, I thought I should have told you this, right? So now to get this, we'll write an index. My array is going to be this again, correct? And I'll do it real quick. Now I have to write a match formula. Now I want to match. So this is actually my value which I am trying to match, right? Because this is the value adjacent to Rahul, correct? Now I want to match Rahul in realistic scenario, but this is the value I have against Rahul, right? So I want to look up for this. Instead of Rahul, I will look up this because this is a unique characteristic. So understand now, the idea to use match is to get the number of row. Now if I use Rahul as well, it will give me the number of row 2. If I use this, it will also give me the number 2. But what it will happen is that since this code for this Rahul is unique, then the code for the next Rahul, which is this one, now so because of this because of this unique mapping, I will have the correct row number always. So I'll just do this lookup value in the lookup array, which is this 0, and then I have to add another match. This is going to be fairly simple. I have to look for sales in this array. I'll just close the formula and boom, I have it for all of them. Now you can just check the data for once. You have the first Rahul, the sales is this 15738. The second Rahul, you have 41584. Where is our second Rahul? Here is our second Rahul. You can see the sales. Then for the third one, you have 16676. For the third one, you have 16776. Alright, so I think it is clear to you. If you find the last part a bit tricky, you can leave that. You'll be able to understand it when you'll use and walk through these formulas and Excel sheets. For now, I think the video is already a bit longer because of this additional part, but I think I did what I just thought is right. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any comments, you can let me know in the comment section. Thank you.